Greetings, friends. We are all interested in the future because that is where we'll spend the rest of our lives. Or maybe we're interested in today because it's time for another Today's Decay. Sure is. So, what happened today that we can celebrate? None other than the amazing Criswell, born today, 1907. Probably most famous for his work with Edward D. Wood Jr., but also he was a television personality and a writer in mid last century. Yeah. The film Crime Without Passion premiered today, 1934, starring Claude Rains. It's a pre-code film directed by Slavko Vorkapich. Yeah, and it's really crazy. It's here, and I thought the opening scene to the movie is really worth seeing. Before we get to that, though, let's also talk about the club The Mask that opened today in 1977 in Los Angeles. That was like a tiny basement, basically. I think you could say the same for CB's, Dingwall's, 100 Club. So many of the early punk venues were like tiny spaces, you know? Like, these were not the Clash playing Shea Stadium or wherever it was they played. This was like, tiny spaces filled with that, maybe 50 people, something like that. Like the original punk scenes in each town were like tiny spaces. And I think it kind of speaks to like almost a ingrained primitive caveman-esque dynamic of like a handful of human species millions of years ago crowded around a fire, staying warm and safe with each other. Like it's a similar type. It's like genetically, I think, how we connect with each other are these tiny shared experiences, and not like some stadium event where you're seeing a performer far in the distance and they're like the size, the size of an ant or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, what else? Susie and the Banshees released Hong Kong Garden today, the 45, in 1978. And that is it. But set your faces to stun, your minds to melt, because Crimes Without Passion ain't just seen, it's felt. Check this out. Super cool. Maybe. Will it work? Will it work? It might work. Beyond man's dreams lurk the Furies, the three sisters of evil who lie in wait for those who live dangerously and without gods. Is that the best opening to a movie ever? It, it's nowhere near as good as the opening. The opening steals the show. So you saw the best part of the movie on the day it premiered in 1934. Yeah, all right. So anyway, that's it from me to you. Till tomorrow. Goodbye.